Let's talk about characterization. By sharing some of the key characteristics and traits in your influence target, you are going to influence them in an easier manner because they can connect with you deeper and they can identify with you. By defining the specific characteristics of your ideal target, you will both attract the right people, but also help shape the current target's behavior. Because they identify and connect deeper with you, it will be easier to change the behavior later. Almost like the pacing and leading pattern in NLP. The better that you can pace them, the better that you can lead them afterwards. The more that someone identifies with you, the more that they trust you and will let you change their behavior later on. Realize that this is not a recommended approach for a generalist. By eliciting and adopting the key characteristics in your target, you will become much more attractive to them, in fact, but also you will become repulsive to the people that don't share those characteristics. And that is the key. If you attract wealthy people, you'll drive away non-wealthy people. If you attract high performers, you will repel low performers, and that is your goal. Whether you're trying to sell something, ask a favor, or any other influence scenario, there are usually common patterns in terms of the traits that you're looking for. You probably want a person to be wealthy, especially if this is a sales situation. You want the person to be willing to put in a high amount of effort. You want them to be the type that invests in things of value. You want them to be the type who obeys and respects authority. You want them to be open-minded to new suggestions and approaches, probably. You want them to be the type who makes sacrifices for the greater good or for the future. And there may be other ones based on context. For example, you may want them to care deeply about their health if you're positioning a health or wellness service. You want them to care about their family if you're positioning something for their kids, and any other possible scenario. To achieve this, we're going to explore 3 techniques in specific. The first is eliciting, knowing how to draw out the key characteristics that you want in the person. Remember, we're still in the pre-framing stage with no interaction whatsoever with the person. What you're doing in this case is declaring the characteristics of the client or target that you want and then see who shows up. Then, embodiment. If you can adopt the mindsets, the problems, the attitudes of the target that you want to influence, it'll be a lot easier for them to identify and connect with you. Finally, polarization. You can elicit and embody their characteristics to a point, but if you can go even deeper and truly polarize yourself to that customer profile or target profile, you'll become ridiculously magnetic to them. They will see you literally as one of them and be influenced by you in a much easier manner. So as we just saw, there are a couple of ways to embed the characteristics of our ideal influence target or client in our pre-framing. You can elicit them specifically, draw them out in the person that comes to you. You can embody them by representing the traits or the experiences that that person has, but you can also polarize yourself by really becoming magnetic to your specific target profile and repulsive to everybody else. Whatever technique you use, the goal is always the same, to make the person identify with you in an easier manner and to connect with you more. Because at the end of the day, that makes them more influenceable.